Hey everybody, and welcome back to Star Fox 64. We're joined in familiar territory today as we're back in Corneria, the first level of the game, to access the second ending. And since it's happening right now, the first thing you need to do is to save Falco when he asks for help. And I'll get into more details of what to do next as we get there, but for now I'll just talk about what will be going on for the rest of the LP. We are going to be looking at the red path, which is kind of the harder levels of the game. It's got some pretty good levels and some pretty boring levels as well. But we'll see all that in time. But right now it's time to get on with Corneria. What you have to do now is fly under all of these little arches.
Pretty smooth flying, Fox.
Falco actually complements your ability to fly. And you might have noticed this in the first video, but there's something really big flying off to the right here.
Falco, where are you going? I found the target. Try to keep up.
Only by saving Falco and then by flying under all those things do you access this part of the level, which is kind of hidden, but I like to consider it the true ending of the level. I pretty much always go this way when I start, because, like I said in the first update, I really don't care for the boss going the other way, and this is just much cooler anyway. This boss has some pretty good dialogue and is pretty interesting.
Someone wants to play. Incoming enemy from the rear. Drop altitude.
So yeah, you can actually get hit by this boss if you fly too high up, I believe. I think I did that once when I was younger, and never did it again because it's not fun. But if you look at it, it's actually the first boss of the Super Nintendo Star Fox, and it's a pretty straightforward boss. You just hit the weak points as they open up, and once you detach all of the things on the sides, you shoot the main part of the ship itself. But yeah, this was the boss of Corneria on the easy and medium paths on the Super Nintendo Star Fox game, but not the hard path. And it's kind of neat to see it again here on the N64 one. And if you have the ultimate lasers like you should, this final part of the fight should end really quickly. He does get out of your range here for a second, but comes right back in.
We're Star Fox.
You'll never defeat Android!
That's another one of my favorite parts of the game. I don't know, just something about that is just so cool. It's like Fox isn't even talking smack to him, he just says, hey, we're Star Fox.
All aircraft report.
There's just something kind of cool about that.
You did it! I was worried for a moment.
You're becoming more like your father.
More like your father.
Yeah, I kind of have all the dialogue memorized for at least this level.
You okay over there, Fox?
Just because you kind of have to hear it every time you want to play the game. It just kind of sticks in your head. Like I said, I do really like the voice acting, even though it's not good as you would think of voice acting today. But whatever, let's move on to Sector Y, the first real level of the red path.
Fox, we're under attack. Help us out here.
I'm on my way.
Good luck.
Get ready to see a lot of these guys. So this is Sector Y. I like this level. There's quite a bit to do and
Back up the squadron.
always a lot of stuff to shoot.
Somebody's gonna pay for all this.
Now, there is a way to fail this level, and the way to do it is to not get at least 100 points.
Don't let any of them through.
It's pretty difficult to fail this level if you're actually trying.
Wrong. I don't see anything.
In fact, I don't think I ever have. I think it's 100 points you have to hit for the threshold. But to get the medal, you need 150, so an additional 50 over that, I believe.
Surprise attack coming from above.
And it's another one of those levels where you can use bombs to get a lot of points pretty quickly,
Hold them. They're trying to get through.
as you see right there. And a couple split paths to take. You can either go up or down here. It's kind of arbitrary which you pick. I just decided to go up for no reason, really. But yeah, like I said, this is a good level.
Keep up the pace.
There's always a lot of stuff going on. There's not too much real danger in the level. There's just a lot of stuff to shoot and a lot of stuff to look
The
at.
enemy's coming from behind.
And here's another one of those. It's not quite as dangerous as some of the other ones of the enemies coming behind you. At least there were no power-ups that it would keep you from getting. And already we're at the midway point of the level. Yeah, I sacrificed some hits to actually get that ring, but whatever. Not that I'm in any real danger of dying anyway.
I've got everything above.
Yeah, here's another one of those split paths. Falco takes up above, and Peppy takes down below. And I don't really know which one gives more hits, but I figured I went up before, so I might as well go down here. And, yeah, use another bomb to get a few things. I don't think I end up getting the medal here, but, I think I come kind of close, if I remember correctly. It's actually been a while since I've recorded this. I recorded all the video for this LP all at once, really. And, so I'm just now getting around to talking over the rest of it. I probably just should have done live commentary for, 2007 thread, but
Quick, be careful.
whatever. Even for kind of casual LP, there's going to be something that you say that you just don't really like and just want to redo or something. But we're nearing the kind of the end portion of this level, and this is one of those unique levels, kind of like Corneria if you take the first ending of it, where the level is just a regular rail shooter, and then the boss is in all range mode. And the boss can be a little annoying, but we'll see that here in a second.
Looks different.
All range mode.
Alright, so we have these two little robots to fight,
Field analyzed.
and they're not that bad. But there is going to be another one that comes up after them, which is a little bit worse. You'll see why in a second. The problem with these guys is that they move around quite a bit, but their health is pretty low, so if you can
Good job. Keep up the
get them to hold still for any length of time and just unload on them, they should go down pretty quickly.
Geez, quit moving around.
And yeah, as you can see, I'm having some trouble kind of finding them and getting a lock, but as you can also see, he went down really quickly.
Don't party just yet.
And once again, this boss has some excellent dialogue. The only problem is he's one of those bosses that
Time to try our new weapon.
he never really shuts up. He always tries to talk smack to you, even when you hit him.
Coming for you.
And I broke a wing, which is really annoying. Because one of the big benefits to having the super lasers is you can do so much damage so fast to these guys. With this, it's going to be an actual kind of a fair fight. So I'm just going to try to hit him as best I can. But that really sucks that I lost a wing.
Is that it?
And see what I mean about this boss constantly talking smack to you?
Let these hit.
I'm surprised he hasn't said...
Cocky little freak.
Well, there it is. I was just about to say, I'm surprised he hasn't said that line yet. He likes to spam that one. With this boss, if you take too long, eventually he will go and land on that ship that's come out, and you can get some good pot shots in on him there. But for the most part, most fights, you should be able to kill him before he goes to land on that thing. And I think I end up getting the maximum amount of points for this. I guess we'll find out, despite the fact it's taken me a little while. Or maybe I only get +5 for it.
What's wrong?
Well, either way, I guess I came kind of close. I guess I'll have either 136 or 141 after this fight, so it's close enough to the medal for my liking. I'm proud of my performance here.
Cocky little freak.
And, oh my god, it was so close to being over. I'm sorry this is taking so long, guys. And, there we go. Oh, I did get +10. Awesome. So we succeeded the level, and I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, we're only down to one laser, which is going to be kind of annoying for the next level, if I remember
We're heading for
correctly.
Aquas. Report in.
Yes. Aquas.
There you go.
Slippy took some damage there.
Your skills have improved, Fox.
I think I shot Slippy, is what happened.
I guess you're good for something.
I don't know what happened with Falco. But at least they heal a little bit between levels, which is always really nice. Okay, so moving on. Remember how I said that the Red Path has some excellent stages and some really boring stages? Yeah, here's one of the boring ones. Sad to say. It's Aquas. I wonder if you can guess what the theme is.
Star Fox, I want you to take out the enemy bioweapon.
Yes, sir. Deploy the Blue Marine.
Good luck.
But at least this level has a unique gimmick going for it. And that's the Blue Marine, which he just talked about, and we'll see here in a second. And yeah, the whole gimmick of this planet is that it's all covered in ocean, which is kind of interesting, neat design. And the Blue Marine is obviously sort of a submarine. I love how Great Fox can survive, like being somewhat submerged in water, just to do this. But here's why this level's boring. It's not incredibly boring per se, as there's quite a few enemies to shoot, and as you're playing it, there's always something to do. But it scrolls so slowly, and it's pretty long. But you'll notice a couple things that are different. For one thing, you don't have bombs with the Blue Marine. You instead have these light torpedoes that you have an infinite number of. So, especially with me having only single lasers here, because I'm pretty sure it stacks with whatever laser you had. So if I would have not have broken my wing, I would have the blue double lasers here. So I'm going to be relying on the torpedoes, rather, quite a bit. And as Falco just alluded to, it can help to light up some of the dark ocean. But yeah, this is most of the level, actually. It's just, like I said, it scrolls really slowly, and I mean, there's always stuff going on, but it's just kind of repetitive, and there's not really too much to it. But at least the music's nice, and it's pretty ambient, as you would expect for a water level.
Wow! Look at that! It's beautiful!
I don't know how there are these, like, marble columns under the water. Maybe this planet used to not be ocean, and some kind of pantheon was built or something, but who knows? I'm not too learned on my Star Fox lore. And Falco, of course, being the pessimist that he is. And yeah, that anglerfish has so much health. It's pretty much impossible to kill with a single laser, I've decided. These enemies are kind of annoying because, if I remember correctly, if you don't kill them as they're rising up, once they turn over, you cannot kill them. Or maybe you can with torpedoes, but not with lasers. I don't really remember. And there's a lot of stuff shooting at you, but a lot of the enemies in this game have really bad aim. Sad to say. And unfortunately, I don't think there are any, oh yeah, there's one actually right now. So yes, the Blue Marine does stack with, whatever laser you have. Unlike the Landmaster, which fires off these kind of oval shots that kind of suck. They're really slow, and, it's kind of hard to hit stuff with unless you're locked on. Unless you're on, Macbeth, and you're just shooting at a big train that's kind of hard to miss. And once again, Falco just being Falco, I guess. These starfish enemies are kind of annoying because if you don't kill them fast enough, they explode just like that, and do pretty decent damage to you. And in this section, and I think in a section kind of later on, there are quite a few of them that you have to worry about. But you can always dodge the explosion if you're just on the complete other side of the screen from them.
I got a bad feeling about this, Fox.
So, you know, actually in hindsight, I kind of like this level, despite the fact I said it was really boring.
Watch out, boss!
It's just slow as all. But it's kind of fun to play. And the boss can be a little annoying sometimes, but I think I had a good run on the boss once we get there, which should be pretty soon, I think. Once we kill more of whatever that thing was. Ah yes, here we go. Once it comes into view. And there it is. You can kind of see it in the darkness. It's some kind of big bivalve thing, and it's kind of like on Solar. I don't really understand what the point of having a big bioweapon is on a planet that's all ocean. Unless you're planning on extracting it and putting it somewhere else. It doesn't really make too much sense, doesn't really seem to serve much of a purpose. But anyway, this boss works like it has these things you can shoot up top that shoot weird snake things at you. And it's got these jiggly little column things that you gotta shoot, and they turn into rainbows for some reason. And the reason this boss is annoying is because there are these things on the side that are shooting off these pearl-looking things. And they get in the way of your torpedoes a lot. So as you can see, I have no problem shooting those columns, but... Alright, well I actually did it right there, but the cycle before I missed because the stuff got in the way. And it's down to just one column left, so once you destroy this, the thing will open up completely and you can finally hit its weak spot. Alright, here we go. And the weak spot is the eye when it opens up. And you have to hit it with a torpedo, and once again those little pearl things can get in the way, but you can, after you shoot a torpedo, you can shoot the pearls with your regular lasers. And it isn't too hard to hit it in this phase, because it's closer to the center and the pearls are more off to the side. And you can get in a pretty good rhythm to time the torpedo launch as well as you can, and hit the eye almost as soon as it opens. And it's just one of those fights where it just takes a set number of hits to kill the boss, and just like that, it's done.
You did it!
I think you need 150 points on this stage as well to get the medal. I totally didn't even pay attention to how many points I had. I don't think I was close though. At all.
We're preparing to dock.
But this is one of the rare levels where there's no way to get mission complete.
Wolverine came through.
You essentially have to move on to Zonus from here. And wow, even
Thanks a lot, Peppy.
Peppy's getting in on some of the trash talk.
I'll take the sky any day.
And of course Falco too.
Sheesh, Falco. You too.
I don't know why Slippy didn't expect that at this point. But yeah, I think this is the only level of the game where, unless your wingmates are all dead, you don't have any kind of support or never have to save any of them. They just kind of talk to you the whole time. Which is kind of neat. But whatever. Man, even the cutscene is long to get out of here. But whatever. Even if you would have thought that level is kind of boring, I really, really like this next level we're about to see. It's Zonus.
There's an enemy base there?
Affirmative, General.
Good luck.
This place is a dump. Literally. There's kind of some similarities between Zonus and Aquas, except this time you're obviously in an R-Wing.
Let's sneak in low and surprise them.
But as far as I can tell, at least around here, there's no land masses to be seen. But anyway, about the level itself, it's a pretty long level.
What a dump.
But there's a lot of stuff going on, and it changes up quite a bit as it goes on. And it's just really fun to play. In fact, there's so much stuff going on, and it's so long that you need 250 hits to get the medal on this level. And the way to succeed here is to shoot down all of these searchlights. If you fail to shoot even one of them, the searchlights will turn red. I think you lose the 2-point bonus you get for shooting them,
Get this guy off.
and you'll fail the level because they found you,
This is really
which is
starting to
unfortunate.
piss me off.
Okay, I just can't stop shooting Slippy again.
Look,
Follow your father's example,
Sorry,
Buck.
took quite a bit of a beating, and I just barely missed that gold ring. Oh, whatever, I already have the
closing
extended
in
health
on them,
bar.
Falco.
And here, just kind of like Katina,
Take the right leg, boy. I have the left.
we have
What are you
another
doing
random
here?
person kind of helping us.
Is that any way to greet a girl?
Kind of Falco's love interest, it's implied, but she's a cat and he's a bird, so that doesn't really make sense. But whatever, I don't really want to question these games, because hey, this game is fun. But fortunately, the
Whoa! Watch out!
every searchlight that Cat shoots down, you still get the point bonus for it. So she's just, you know, just kind of here, just to have something different going on, I guess. And yeah, so she's pretty much like Bill, but for the hard path, essentially. I guess
I've got somebody on my
the blue path doesn't really get anyone, sadly.
Miss you for that.
Cat seems a little footloose, fancy free.
Aim for the rudder, Buck.
And here, I don't know if we've seen this before, but there are these gates that are controlled by these rudders, and I finally have blue laser again, thank God. It's kind of a neat touch, shooting them, and okay, that was really lucky that I hit that searchlight. And we also saw another neat kind of thing. If you hit the water just right, you can actually go, or the toxic waste rather, you can actually go underneath it and see
Enemy tanker.
through the water toxic waste for a little bit. It's kind of a neat touch, and I do think you take some damage for doing that, but whatever. It's kind of cool. Here I, of course, got hit by some enemies behind me again. It's to be expected at this point. And I think there's a few more searchlights to shoot down, but for the most part it's just some enemy tankers here and there for the rest of the level. And I don't think I ever got through talking about the rudders. If you shoot them up at the top,
Take them down.
if you shoot them up top, they move upward. If you shoot them at the bottom, they move downward. So it's kind of a neat touch, and if you want to get something behind it, you gotta, you know, stick to one side that you're shooting. Just a neat little touch. And well, I'm almost at 200, and I think we're nearing the end of the level. I think I'm going to come up well short of the medal on this one, unfortunately.
These guys don't quit.
But whatever, this is a level I don't mind playing often,
Shoot.
just to get the medal. Because it is one of my favorite levels of the game. And yeah, there's one more searchlight segment, but I think it's pretty easy if I remember correctly. Falco just kind of comes and hits
That
most
was
of
a
them.
close call, Buck.
Yeah, because if Falco is dead, there's one of those searchlights was behind a rock,
What is that?
which means you have to be kind of coming in from the side. And that was kind of a wasted bomb because these barrels don't give you hits, which is unfortunate. But yeah, one of those searchlights is a really nasty trick. It's behind that rock. So if Falco manages to be dead somehow, you either have to do some fancy flying or you're kind of screwed.
I'll teach you some respect.
And the boss is actually pretty interesting as well. You can destroy almost every part of that boat thing, whatever it is. And it gives you free bombs. If you shoot the little balls that come out up top, they will give you a bomb every time, and you kind of need them for this fight. And you'll see why in a second once I grind up and get loaded up again. This boss can take a long time, but it can also be pretty quick as well. But basically what you want to do is destroy the exhaust valves up top, which I completely miss, but whatever, free bombs. I think that prevents it from going underwater or something.
Drop the crane now.
Then you shoot one of the things on the sides and shoot the crane when that goes down to salvage it. And
Shoot.
okay, so I broke the crane right as it fixed the ship. So now I just gotta take out these two parts. And unfortunately, we don't ever see him go underwater. You can actually destroy the periscope as well. He'll submerge and then shoot that ball and chain thing out at you. It's a pretty neat touch, and then he just kind of fires blindly if you destroy the periscope. But speaking of firing blindly, that's what he does when you all but destroy him. And just like that, the boss fight is over. And that's going to do it for this one update. We only have, I think, 3 levels to go, and then the ending and the credits and all that. So anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and come back next time for the end of the Red Path.
Everything's A-okay.
Peppy I managed to not shoot.
Cat, where'd you go?
Aw, Falco misses her. Alright, that's about it, so once again, thanks for watching, and check back next time. See ya.